Benny Horn, markets correspondent here on the network, breaking that down. But now let's bring in our next guest. It's going to be Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist at bullseyeoption.com. Alan, you look at the equity market and, continues to power to the upside. Everybody's kind of pushing aside any potential headwinds at this point. But, you look at the data, maybe it's reflective that we should be here.
I just follow the market. It's lower left, upper right, steady and strong. We move up, we consolidate, we move up. We're consolidating for a couple of days here. Once again in S&P, the Nasdaq still hasn't made new highs, but I'm definitely a good news is good news guy, and don't try and find negatives in positive news.
Yeah, and you mentioned the Nasdaq. It's going to be up higher. It's leading to the upside today on the back of the Taiwan semis results. You got Nvidia up, a bunch of the chip names up at this point, and I think everybody's been pounding the table. The Russell hit nearly 3-year highs on their close yesterday, so we've seen that expansion and breadth of this rally kind of take hold. But if the Nasdaq hits all-time highs, there might not be a cap for equities in the near term. Anyway, maybe until the election, right?
Right. We could easily see a market melt up. We've seen this many times before. The common denominator is that people don't believe in the market, and we still get that feeling by a large majority of the people that they don't feel it's justified to be at these levels. I could see this being 2012 all over again. 2012, the market had recovered from the financial crisis and was stabilizing. From 2012 to 2020, that 8-year period, the market went from 1,500 in the S&P to 3,000. So I think things are set up again as you see, as interest rates come down, which are going to happen, obviously. The cuts are coming. That 5% that free money is not going to be there. Well, it's not going to be there for the banks anymore. That's why they did so well. But it's not going to be there for the consumer. The consumer's going to have to take their money out of those money market accounts. And where are they going to put it? They're probably going to put it to work in the stock market. So the stock market has a lot of room to go as these money flows continue to come in.
Yeah, money flows coming in, that wealth effect that I just mentioned in the last segment, taking hold here where people are comfortable spending. Unemployment
and
rate.
There's more wealth effect. The average American, first of all, 60% of all Americans own a home. So the home crisis is a small percentage of Americans, fortunately, and most people own a home. The problem is they can't sell their home now because they have to buy another home. But 60% of Americans own a home, and the average home equity in America is $200,000. That's the largest asset most people have. And let's remember, they probably put down $10,000 or $20,000. So it's the greatest investment in their lifetime is their home, and they've got a huge amount of wealth there that I don't think people pay enough attention to.
Yep, expanding, equity markets also helping on that front. But you mentioned, interest rates falling here a little bit with that 50 basis point cut that the Fed put into place. But you start looking at the data, you start looking at the Atlanta Fed GDP now at 3.2%, and then you start seeing retail sales data heading into the strongest consumer spending cycle of each year. Al, where are we going to see a pullback from these levels of inflation? At least through the end of the year? I don't think we're going to see that until maybe January.
So what you're saying is things are too good. All right. That's usually not a problem the way I look at it. And inflation has been tamped down. We're back down to, 2020, 2021 levels. Maybe it doesn't feel like it for everybody, but that's the truth. There are pockets of inflation in any market at any time. In my lifetime, there are pockets of inflation. Our big screen TV, you can buy a big screen TV right now for $200. $200. It used to be a couple $1,000. So, things ebb and flow and fluctuate, but you've had prices come down largely. And you were talking in your last segment, consumers have finally gotten smart. And part of that reason that prices have come down a little bit is because they've learned how to shop again. For a long period of time, people don't shop. They press a button and they get their order of stuff. They don't shop around. They don't shop for groceries and go buy chicken here and hamburger here and steaks here. They just press a button and they get their Meijer delivery that has everything. And whatever, I'm just not naming anybody, but whatever that grocery decides to charge you, that's what people are willing to pay. And that's the setup. But if you look at rates, they're coming down. And there's a 90% chance of a cut in November, a 90% chance of a cut in December. So we're getting another half a point between now and the end of the year. We're going to be at the 4.25. And then if you look out to the end of next year, we're getting a 1 point cut. So we're going to be down to 3.25. So
cuts are coming, and all signs are steady and strong.
Now, here's a question for you. If you have some insight, everybody's talking about this soft landing. I think the Fed's done a great job with what they've been dealt with from the administration. But at the same time, what if the no landing comes into play here?
What do you mean if no landing? We are where they want. They have guided this perfectly. They have played this and forecasted it and shown their hands every step of the way. There's been no question. I have never seen anything like this in my lifetime. You know better than to say that they haven't been more transparent than any Fed in the history of the world to let us know what's coming. There's never been a surprise along this way. And they've got us where we are. The results are super low unemployment, record low unemployment, and record stock market. So what more can they do?
Yeah. Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm the one that led that question with, I think, they've done a great job navigating
You
this.
didn't say it loud enough. You didn't say it loud
I
enough.
didn't use my hands. That's right. All right. Great breakdown for us, Al. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. That's Alan Nuckman, Chief Market Strategist at Bullseye.